When I was 3 years old, I lived with my grandmother. Christmas didn't start until Christmas Eve night. That was when she bought her Christmas tree from the Christmas tree man on the corner of Dean Street and Ralph Avenue in Brooklyn. He had a flatbed truck stacked with fresh Christmas trees from upstate New York. We spent all night decorating it until I got sleepy and went to bed. Hello, my name is Eric, and welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head. Our tree was full of my favorite lights. I called them the bubble lights. Those were the lights that looked like icicles, and the color water, the color, the color water was inside the sickles. And when the water got hot from having it on, when they turned the lights on and the water got hot and it started bubbling. That was my favorite lights, man. Then there was the angel hair. You had to be careful touching the angel hair because it'll make you itch. Then we had the hanging candy canes made of peppermint candy. They were all on the edges of the tree branch. And I had to be careful because my grandma only allowed me to have one. So she'll give me one. And soon as she goes in the kitchen to cook, I'll go and take another one, stick it in my pocket. Anyway, we had on the crown of our tree, we had an angel. The one on the top of the tree, the crown. We had an angel. And we had different kinds of ornaments on the tree, which I like. Some of them glowed when the lights, when the Christmas tree lights glare on them. They would glow, or they would make it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Okay. Now, what a thrill it was to wake up in the morning to see presents under the tree stacked up from the floor to the bottom of the tree. I had toys galore and wanted to play with them all instead of having breakfast, which I did. Believe it or not, I was a fat kid when I wanted to play with my toys. That night, Christmas dinner was spectacular, with turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and sweet potato pie. Those were my favorite. After dinner, cousins and family, uncles and aunts would come over with their toys. My cousin would come over with their toys, and we would take turns playing with each other's toys. Of course, I didn't want nobody to touch my toys. You play with your toys, leave my toys alone. And you knew when it was time to go to bed because my grandmother started to dismantle the tree. When she started taking the ornaments off the tree, first, how'd she do it? The last thing you put on the tree is the first thing you take off. So the last thing she put on the tree was a candy cane. So when she started taking off the candy cane, that was the signal for aunts and uncles and cousins time them to leave. And she would give all the candy canes from the tree to the cousins, Of course, I had to have my own. Well, I had my own little stash, but she didn't know. So anyway, the next morning, there would be no tree, just the toys on the living room floor. My grandmother didn't believe in having a Christmas tree up more than one day. I mean, there were people in the neighborhood who would keep it up all week, but my grandmother said, and then back in those days, in the 50s, there were always a rumor of a tree catching on fire, because if you have it too long, it dries up, and then the tree catch on fire. So my grandmother didn't want to go through all that. She would just put it up, buy it the day of, and take it down the next day. This way you didn't have to worry about no, Christmas fire. But even though that didn't help, they used to put the Christmas tree outside the building for the garbage man. And sometimes the garbage man don't come all the time. They always miss the day, especially around Christmas time. And then there was kids playing around with matches, would burn the trees up, and then the firemen would come. Anyway, that's the 50s. So anyway, New Year's Eve was coming, and on New Year's Eve, we had black eyed peas and champagne. Actually, I didn't have champagne. We had black eyed peas, but my grandma gave me Manischewitz. I had a little thing like this, a Manischewitz. She wouldn't give me a champagne. She wouldn't give me more than a little, you know. So anyway, then we had this at midnight, and having that was good luck for the new year. You know, we had to bring the year in good luck. Anyway, those were my days when I was a kid. Christmas was fun. And then, I don't know how true it is because I haven't been paying attention, but I think I'm from New York. I think it snowed a lot. I remember a lot of snow when I was coming up. And when I was young, I do remember Christmas time was always snowy. Then as I got older, close to 10 years old, 9 years old, we were praying for snow. Because when snow comes, always some kid in the neighborhood always get a sled for Christmas. That's when kids get sleds around Christmas time. So anyway, so that's my story. It's Christmas 1955, and now it's going on Christmas 2023. And this Christmas is not as friendly as last Christmas, but it's Christmas, that's fine. I guess I'm in the Christmas spirit because I'm doing a Christmas pod. You just heard the craziness that lives inside my head.